Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm fine.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm good.
Okay, are you all ready for the class today?
Yes,
ma'am. Okay,
Yes,
excellent.
ma'am.
Let me check your present list first. Camelia.
Camelia is present, ma'am.
Okay, Delphi.
Present, ma'am.
Kit.
Present, Ibu.
Nawal.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Rani.
Present, ma'am.
And Rishda.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, all right, students. Today we will learn about although and even though and using them in encouraging statements. At the end of the class, I expect you to understand how to use although and even though in encouraging statements. Okay, first, I want to know, have you heard about although and even though?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. When do you use them in sentences?
When there are two contrasting ideas, ma'am.
Very good, Camelia. How about encouraging statements? Have you heard about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is encouraging statement in your opinion? Anyone wants to explain?
Me, ma'am. For
Yes.
example, when your friend is nervous or not confident to do something, you will speak to them with supportive words so they will not feel nervous anymore. I think that is an encouraged statement, in my opinion, ma'am.
All right, that is right, Nawal. So let me explain about it more by doing a share screen. Okay, can you see the screen, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, using although and even though in encouraging statements. Okay, first we start with what is encouraging statement. In dictionary, encourage means to give someone hope, confidence, or support. So encouraging statements are statements that you give to other people in order to make them feel confident or supported. And then what is the use of although and even though? Although and even though are two conjunctions or linking words that are used to show contrast. Though these two terms have similar meanings and are used in similar grammatical contexts, there is a slight difference between although and even though. So remember that although and even though are two conjunctions that is used to show contrast. And then what does although mean? Although is a conjunction that is used to indicate contrast. It has the same meaning as in spite of, even though, and though. This conjunction always follows a clause. The following examples show the usage of this conjunction. Examples. Although he is much older than me, he looks younger. He bought me an expensive watch, although I told him not to. Now, if you observe the above example sentences carefully, you will notice that although is always followed by a subject and a verb. And then the next one is, what does even though mean? Even though has the same meaning as although. It also indicates contrast. Therefore, it is also used after a clause, just like although. The only difference between although and even though is that even though often indicates a stronger and a more emphatic contrast. For example, even though he is a billionaire, he still drives his father's old car. This sentence means he still drives his father's old car even though he is a billionaire. Second one is we plan a trip to Europe even though we didn't have money. This means even though we didn't have money, we plan a trip to Europe. So although and even though show contrast, but even though indicates a stronger and more empathetic contrast. However, it is not grammatically inaccurate to use even though and although interchangeably. This conjunctive can also be used either at the beginning or middle sentence. Now, what are the similarities between although and even though? The first one is, although and even though are two conjunctions that indicate contrast. And then second one is, both of them have the same meaning. Third one is, both these two conjunctions follow a clause, that is a subject and a verb. And the difference between although and even though. Although is not as emphatic or strong as even though. But even though is slightly stronger and emphatic than although. Second one is, although is written as one word, while even though is written as two words. Okay, for our assignment today, please pair up with your friend and choose from one of these pictures to make encouraging statements based on it. Make sure you use although and even though in your statements, and then you will have to present your work together with your partner. You have 15 minutes to discuss. All right, the time is up. I hope you are ready to present your work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
excellent. Let's start the presentation from Nawal and Rani. Please tell us your encouraging statements.
All right, ma'am. Rani and I will choose the A, the picture A, and I will start. Even though it is difficult, with your help and support, we can keep orangutan safe.
We should not give up, although the local authority disagrees with us.
Amazing performance, Nawal and Rani. Next one will be Kit and Rista.
Yes, ma'am. So,
Yeah, we choose picture D as our and as our picture.
Okay.
so even though you're nervous, you should feel confident with your skill.
You don't have to feel nervous, although there are people watching.
Wonderful. The last one is Camelia and Delphi.
Yes, ma'am. We choose picture A. We can save orangutans from the brink of extinction, although it is not a simple problem.
We have to support the activities to save orangutans' environment, even though it is expensive.
Very nice. Okay. Okay, with that, let's end the class with a question about what have we learned today. Does anyone wants to answer?
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
So we have learned about using though and even though in encouraging statement, ma'am.
Correct. Now, can someone conclude today's class, please?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, Rista.
Although and even though are two conjunctions or linking words that are used to show contrast. Encouraging statements are statements that you give to other people in order to make them feel confident or supported.
Very good. For today's presentation, all of you did really amazing. So please make sure that you practice even more about this material. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
excellent. Okay, that is all for today's class. Thank you very much and have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice
Nice day
day.
too.